Well, at least I had a lot of knitting time. I'm Erica, welcome to my channel or welcome back. So the last time I saw you was about 10 days ago and a lot has happened since then. We were talking about the 3 projects I wanted to finish before the end of the year and I've made a lot of progress on them, mostly because some things have gone wrong for me. So I ended up having a emergency dental surgery. Do not look at the front of my mouth. I have a temporary bridge and I feel like Gary Busey because it is a lot bigger and darker than my teeth are supposed to look. I've also been very uncomfortable and had to take antibiotics, which activate my IBS in ways I wish they didn't. So it's been difficult. I missed Thanksgiving. It was a whole thing. But I've had a lot of time to knit. So let me show you the projects that I wanted to finish before the end of the year, because I finished 2 of them and I've decided that the third one, a pair of socks, there's no point in really rushing to finish. So let's start with that. Let me get it. So I knit socks during the holidays mostly because I pretty much knit socks socially. I never knit them just for the joy of knitting socks. But about a year ago, Thanksgiving, I had knit this first sock. This is in hobby yarn from one of their Christmas colorways, I think. And then this is how much I have of the second sock. This is actually part of the Fish Lips Kiss Heel method. So you knit your sock until it gets to that point right there, that little line, and then you start creating the stitches to create your heel. So just make sure that you end up with a pair of socks that fits your foot every time. I have done this method for all my socks and it works pretty well. I have a very small, like a narrow foot. So I have a size 6.5 to 7 foot and I usually do about 58 stitches for my socks, and that's a little loose, but I do not mind. So, will I finish these before the end of the year? I might if I take them with me to Christmas, but I'm not really feeling pressured to do that because once I cast off a sock, I'll just cast on another sock. So what does it matter? All right, let's start with this beast. This did not come out the way I planned. At some point while knitting this is the Painting Waves shawl by Stephen West, an asymmetrical triangle shawl. It is not supposed to be this asymmetrical. So you cast on, where's the cast on point? You cast on over here, and then you're supposed to just increase on one side and not the other. And somewhere along the line, I lost track of that and I increased on both sides. So I ended up with this very strange kind of jellyfish configuration. This is done with a Malabrigo one of a kind and some black Knit Pick Stroll. And I really like how this shawl came out, but because it's so many stitches at the bottom, it actually has this like weird ruffle, which is really cool. But again, not how Stephen intended. So I was trying to figure out how to wear this shawl because it's a very strange shape. And what I've kind of been playing with is, so see, that's a lot of shawl hanging down in the back. It's a lot of shawl. So I was thinking also what could be cool is flip this middle straight panel down and then wear it more like this. This thing is huge. So I can fit in coats. And then you have this like double sort of bit in the back. I thought about ripping it out and back to the point where I went wrong and trying to fix it. But honestly, guys, this took like months to make. And as much as it's weird and not what I initially expected or what the designer intended, it's a Stephen West shawl. Weird is awesome. And it looks really cool. So I'm just gonna leave it alone and see how much I wear it the way it is. So that is a finished object. This is the Painting Wave shawl by Stephen West with strange, unexpected modifications in Malabrigo sock. And then I re-knit the sleeves on that sweater we talked about. So this was loosely based on a couple different patterns from Andy Satterlund, but really at the end of the day, it is just a top-down V-neck sweater. And then I added a stitch pattern from one of my pattern books to it. And these buttons can't open. I just didn't feel like opening, so I tapped it over my head. But as you can see, the sleeves are done, and they are the same lovely little stitch pattern. I'm gonna weave in some ends as the actual sweater itself. So now it's one sort of coherent experience. I didn't block the sleeves yet. I will do that soon, although I think they'll end up too long when I block them. This is done with Cascade Superwash 220, Cascade 220 Superwash in the color teal. I love the color, and I'm so glad I finally have a version of this sweater that I can wear. I think it'll be really good over dresses and stuff when it's not quite as cold, or over blouses now that it is quite cold. I'm gonna actually leave it on, even though it looks a little crazy with this shirt. And then I will tell you guys 2 plans. So first of all, I got a yarn advent calendar, and that is on the way. And I will hopefully get that by the 1st of December, so I can cast on to the Telly Bean Knits Grand Knit Along. It is a shawl. We know the shape of the shawl, and it looks like it's gonna be really cool. And you just knit it with like mini skeins, so like advent calendar skeins. I am doing the calendar from Etsy. I'll try to link it below if I remember, but it's basically a cat themed yarn calendar of minis, and you get 25 minis and then 1 full-size skein. So that's a lot of yarn, and I'm very eager to see what it looks like when it gets here. So I think it'll be really cute. I'll have a cat shawl. So there's that. And then I decided to cast on the Fortesse sweater by Tasha Could Make That. Tasha Moss, which is a sort of 1950s inspired set-in sleeve top-down sweater with an easy lace pattern. And I will be using Knit Picks Comfy in the color Hollyberry. So this is Comfy worsted, and you have 109 yards. So I have about 10 yards more than I need to knit the sweater. So let's hope my gauge swatch is right and I can get this done with what I have. But it's this really beautiful deep red. I thought would be really pretty for like Christmas season and deep winter season. And it is 75% Pima cotton and 25% acrylic. So it's gonna be very soft. I've got another sweater out of Comfy and I like it. It is not gonna be the most like figure hugging sweater. Like your decreases are gonna be pretty important because the cotton does kind of grow, but the acrylic helps to keep it more in check. So I'm hoping that that comes out nice. I've liked that pattern for years. I'll try to put a picture of it here. It's got this really cute little collar and this very simple eyelet pattern, which I think will be something I can handle. I also want to start quilting. I have this idea of making like a Christmas quilt. Even if I don't finish it this year, I want to work on a Christmas quilt during Christmas. But quilting's a little more than I can handle when my stomach is this sick. So I'm fine, but it's been a rough week, and hopefully I will be feeling better. I'm gonna get my permanent bridge in a couple weeks from now, and I'm hoping that will fit better and be more comfortable, because right now I feel like I'm looking in my camera and all I see are teeth, and they're not teeth I'm familiar with. So hopefully this all works out. But either way, I'm doing a lot of knitting. I hope that those of you who celebrated had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys next time.